The basic rule here, when the lines are on the inside, is that they are proportional to pieces. So that means this piece and this piece is going to be proportional to what I'm about to mark in blue, which is this piece and this piece. When I say proportional, I'm saying that they should multiply to the same number. They have the same product. So 12 times x is going to equal 10 times 6. All that together, 12x equals 60. And then divided by 12 on both sides, x equals 5. Very important to note the difference. The whole line does not necessarily mean the same measurement of the whole line. 12 plus 5 is 17. The blue, 10 plus 6 is 16. The lines are not necessarily equal, but their pieces are proportional. Okay? So there's no real way to check this one. You just have to do your algebra correctly. Number 4, we'll do the same thing. This piece and this piece is proportional. So 9 times x minus 3 equals this and this. 10 times 18. Now 10 times 18 is easy, 180. On the left, I have to distribute. Don't forget to distribute. 9x minus 27. Plus 27 on both sides. 9x equals 207. Divided by 9 on both sides. X should be 23. Okay? So 3 or 4, very straightforward. Introduction to the rule. 5, that's when it gets really crazy. So 5 is going to happen like this. This part and this part is going to be multiplied to each other. So x times x plus 8. Some might notice something's going to go weird. Over here is 6 times 8. Okay, so the right side's pretty simple. 6 times 8, 48. Straightforward. Here on the left, though, here on the left, we're going to distribute the x's, and what we're left with is x squared plus 8x. Now this is a big problem because, wait a second, right here we have an x squared, and there's no way to cancel out the x squared. So now we're going to force to do something that we haven't done since Algebra 1, factor. So how did we factor? We're going to minus 48 on both sides and set it equal to 0.
Oh, I did not do that.
There you go. Plus 8x minus 48 equals 0. Sam, did you factor out the x's? So you had x and then x plus 8?
Yeah, I did that. I just didn't do the other part. And then, like, I kept on getting, like, point whatever, but then I had to do the square root. And then it was about, it was off by, like, 0.0, whatever.
Yeah. So you only could do that, Sam, when it equals 0. You got to remember that. Yeah. All right. So things that multiply to negative 48 that add to 8. The things that multiply to negative 48 that add to 8. Remember, it's negative 48. So one's positive, one's negative. Real quick, I'm just going to do this quickly for us. But it's going to be 12 and negative 4. 12 times negative 4 gives you negative 48. And then 12 plus negative 4 is positive 8, which is what we're looking for. So we're going to rewrite this whole trinomial as x plus 12 and x minus 4 equals 0. All right? So then we're going to move some stuff around. X minus 4 is, you split this and then you solve each one separately. So the first one's x equals 4 because x minus 4 equals 0, then plus 4 on both sides. And x equals negative 12. Now, here's a really important thing then. Here's a concept. There's no such thing as negative length. So let's say if I plug in a negative 12 into this here, this would cause that part of the line to be negative 12. But that's impossible for a line to be negative 12 measurement.
So don't you have to do absolute power then?
No, at this point, it's because the answer is not absolute value 12, it's just negative 12. That means negative 12 is not a solution because it causes a line to be negative. So negative 12 turns out to be not a solution because it causes a line to be negative. So we cross this out. So the only one, when I plug in 4, they're all positive, and that's okay. So 4 is the only answer we have.
That makes every other problem I made a mistake in so much easier now. I have to do that.
Yeah. Which is my fault. You guys are right. I should warn you about the quadratics. because I was going to do them over the Zoom, so I didn't think of warning you guys. But that is how you do that. Yes, we have to factor. Back again. I just taught my Algebra 1 class factoring, so I know how struggling it was at the first time you learned it. But 3 to 5, that's it. Any questions? We're going to move on. I have to go to the next page, which is not going to include this stuff.
We don't have a test, right?
No, there is no test. So what we're going to do is just learn to the end of the year, okay?
How many more
Okay.
sections of chapter 10 are there?
10.5, we're going to do a second day of this, and then 10.6.
This is 10.6.
Oh, this is 10.6. We're going to do a zonal section of that, and then I think we're going to do 10.7. Actually, I'll look at my schedule later. I'll give you an answer later if you email me, but I can't remember right now. Actually, you know what? Let me look here right now. So here's the schedule, for me at least. 10.6 we're doing now. We're going to do 10.6 again. Then we're just going to go over them all as one section. And then we have 2 sections from chapter, I believe this is a chapter we skipped, chapter 7. I still have to figure out what I'm actually going to do that day.
Wait, how many more classes do we have together?
So excluding this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 classes. Okay, so let's go through back here. Let's go through these problems. The rule for this section, when we have a line to secant and part of it's outside, is the piece of it to the whole. It's the piece times the whole. So the first one is 6 times the whole, which is 10. That's going to equal the piece, I'll do it in red, the piece times the whole. The piece here is 8 times the whole, which we don't know what x is, so we have to write it as x plus 8. Let's do some algebra. 60 equals 8x plus 8 times 8 is 64. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I made a mistake. I made the common mistake. My fault. The whole is not 10. The whole is both of these combined.
It's
which is
96.
10 plus 6. So it's 16 because 10 plus 6 is 16. My apologies. I made the common mistake, which I expect you guys to do. Sad that I did it myself. But 6 times 16 is 96. Okay? And I realized that when I got a negative number. I was going to get a negative number, which was not possible. So negative 64, negative 64. 8x equals, this is going to be 7, 8, 28. 28. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. 32. Divided by 8 on both sides. X equals 4. There we go. All right. Apologize for the sloppy math. This is my 3rd lesson in a row, so I might be a little bored. But anyway, it should be x equals 4. Number 7, it's going to cause that issue which we might not like, which is we're going to have factoring involved. Let's do this top part first. So 5 times number 7, 5 plus 7, which is 12. That's going to equal x times the whole thing, x plus 4. Let's do some math. This is 60 equals x squared plus 4x. Subtract 60 on both sides. I have 0 equals x squared plus 4x minus 60. Again, reminder of factoring. You need to find what multiplies to c and that adds to b. What multiplies to 60 and that adds to positive 4 should be 10 and 6. So that's positive 10 and negative 6. Over here, we have 10. We're going to separate it as x plus 10. X minus 6 equals 0. You split it and solve for each one separately. X ends up being negative 10. and x equals positive 6, but I have a big issue here. If I plug in a negative 10 into this part right here, that becomes this length means negative. The length can never be negative. So because of that, negative 10 is not a solution. The only one that works is 6. So your answer for number 7 is 6. There is a way to set it up where you could have 2 solutions. In this case, this is not one of them, though. All right. Number 8, everyone's favorite, more factoring. So number 8 over here is 4 times the whole thing, which is 9. So 4, let me do a different color so they're separated. So 4 times 9 equals, over here, we got x minus 2 times the whole line. Now the whole line is x minus 2 plus x plus 4. That ends up being x plus 2, 2x plus 2. So we're going to write that as 2x plus 2. Again, this section is hard actually because of the algebra. Usually the algebra is the easier part. Here is the algebra is the harder part. 9 times 4 is 36 equals, I got a FOIL. Oh my gosh, we're doing a lot of old algebra stuff. We got a FOIL here. So 2x squared, 2x squared times 2x minus 2x, no, minus 4x, 4x minus 4. (36) combine the like terms on the left. 2x squared minus 2x minus 4. Let's move 0, set it so it equals 0. 0 equals 2x squared minus 2x. Negative 40. Now, let me ask you guys, do you ever heard of something called slide and divide? I know the ones I've taught are slide and divide. I don't know if the guys who would learn under, I guess it would be Mosevich, slide and divide. Does that sound familiar at all? Okay, here you can see I see a nod. Let me talk about what slide and divide is. When you're factoring something where a is not 1, we're going to do 2 things. We're going to slide it over here, and when we slide, we multiply. So that becomes x squared minus 2x plus, minus 80. Because 2 times 4 is 80. 2 times 40 is 80.
Wait, why can't you just divide everything by 2?
Abby, that's a lot easier. Let's do that. Let's take everything out with 2. So let's take out a 2. And that's x squared minus x minus 20. Thank you, Abby. Save us some time. So things that multiply to negative 20, that adds to negative 1. That's going to be 5 and 4, particularly negative 5, positive 4. Okay, so x minus 5, x plus 4, split equals 0. Split it, you got negative 4 and positive 5. Now here's an important thing. You plug in a negative 4 into this one, you will get a 0. 0 also can't be a length of the line. So you would know from there. But if you plug in a negative 4 into here also, you would get a negative 6, which could it be? So negative 4 can't be the answer. So your answer is 5. Okay? So yes, we have to do factoring, which is the harder part of this section, maybe, for you guys. Maybe it's just setting up, but factoring is pretty annoying. Does anyone have any questions on 6 to 8? Okay, let's see if we can finish the rest. I'm going to clear this, so make sure you have it down. I'm going to clear this right now, but the answer should be 5 for number 8. Okay, number 9. Here's a rule when we're dealing with a secant and a tangent. This is how I think of it. The tangent is only one piece. Usually use 2 pieces, like the piece and the whole. Here, it's the whole thing only, so let's use it twice. So when you have the tangent, you're going to use it both twice. That's going to be x squared. And this one would be 24 squared, but let's continue. X squared equals the piece, which is 9, times the whole, which is 9 plus 7, 16. X
Wait, why is it x squared?
the tangent one, like here,
Yeah.
is you square it because there's no, it's like x times x. You use this times this. The piece is the x, and the whole is the x, so it's just always whatever you squared. And we'll see that with actual number and number type. 9 times 16, why am I being blanked? 114? No, that doesn't make sense. 1, 4, yeah, 144. Okay, 144. I think I said that already. 144, square root both sides. The square root of 144 technically is plus and minus 12. But remember, you can't plug in a negative because you got a negative distance. So your only answer is 12. Okay? Algebraically is plus or minus 12. But remember, we're talking about geometric existence, and they can't exist in negative life, so it's positive totally. All right. Number 10, as they asked, 24 squared. So the tangent is squared. So it's going to be 24 squared equals this part here, which is 12, times the whole thing, which is 12 plus x. Okay. 24 squared. Well, let me do this first. 144 plus 12x. 24 squared, 488? No way. No, that's not right. Anyone can do 24 squared on a calculator right now? I don't.
Oh, 24 squared is 1,300. No, that's the other one. The answer. Oh, do you want the answer?
No, just wait. I got it. 24 squared is 576.
576.
Thank you. Thank you. So 576. Okay. Subtract 144 on both sides. I should have put away my calculator. Nothing wrong with using a calculator. 432. 12x divided by 12 divided by 12. Something divided by 12. 36. So 36 equals x. All right. Last one. Last one, of course, is going to be our favorite. We're factoring. So let's do it.
Wait, do you have to go to 15?
Number 11. Oh, I'm sorry. Last one of 9, 10, 11. My fault.
Oh.
This last one, my fault. So this one, it's here. X. Actually, this is really nice. I think the factoring does not occur. So x plus 4 squared.
It cancels out. That's why.
Yeah, it cancels out. That's nice for us. The piece is the x. The whole is the x plus 12. Over here, we're going to have to FOIL x plus 4, x plus 4. That's x squared plus 4 times 4, so 2ab. So that's 8x plus 16. Over here is x squared plus 12x. Very nice for us, though. X squares cancel out. So x squared here, x squared here, minus x squared here. They cancel out. That's very nice for us. So no factoring anymore. So 8x plus 16 equals 12x. 12x minus 8x on both sides. 16 equals 4x. Divided by 4 on both sides. 4 equals x. Oh, what's it? There you go. 4 equals x. Okay. That's 9, 10, 11. That's the third rule that was unique today. All right. So those are the 3 rules, essentially. We're going to do number 12, and then I'm going to choose one of the last 4, or the last 3, as your exit. Okay. Any questions on 9, 10, 11? All right. I'm clearing this. And we're moving on. Clear. Okay. Let's do number 12. Number 12. They said D, CD, and DF. So CD and DF. So it's the error that I made earlier. Instead of them taking the outside and the whole piece, they took each piece separately, which is incorrect when you're dealing with secants. So their error is it shouldn't be CD and DF. It should be DF and CF. So it should be CF times DF, or DF times CF, doesn't matter what order you put it. Equals, and I assume they made the same error here. Yep. So it should also equal AF times FB, or BF. Doesn't matter what letter order you put it. Doesn't matter if you put AF first or FB first. But the error is they took piece by piece. They should be piece by whole. Okay. All right. Your exit ticket, this is all homework. Your exit ticket
14.
is going to be 15. It's going to be 15. So number 15 here, you have a tangent. So I'll help you start it off. Somebody already had it on the go, both of you guys. Sam, Maya, Amelia. Atara, Mari, okay, you guys are, oh, I see. Most of you guys are there, yeah, that's fine. So Layla, if I said your name, you're free to go.
I think
If you didn't do it yet, Leah, you're good to go. Remember, you're going to set it up as square root of 3 squared equals x times x plus 2. This one will be a factoring one. Rufi, good. You're free to go, Rufi. Emily, good job. You're free to go. Emma, a little bit off. Try to figure out what you did. Are you factoring correctly? Did you set it equal to 0? Emma, there you go. You figured out what happened? What happened, Emma? Tell me.
I didn't do plus. I just looked at it when I was factoring. I didn't factor it first.
Oh, okay.
Wrote it down and I was like, oh, -1 and 3. But then it goes +1.
Yeah. Okay. You're free to go then, Emma. Good job.
Thank you.
Abby, you're good to go. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
No problem. Talia, remember, it's going to be x plus 3 equals 0. So what does x become, actually? Not positive 3, but Sophie, you got it.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. Are you surprised?
Okay.
Or am I surprised? What is this?
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Talia, remember, it's x plus 3, x minus 1. I assume you got that far. When you set it equal to 0, that means the signs are going to flip. So it's going to be -3 and +1. Are we allowed to have a -3, Talia? All right, you got it, Talia. You okay? I didn't hear you. You understood what happened? You're muted if you're talking, or if you can't talk. I mean, maybe that could be.
Oh, mute! I did not realize I was mute. Oh my god. I had no idea. Usually it's automatically on for me. I had no idea my camera and my microphone was mute. I was like talking this entire time and I had no idea.
I'm sorry. I haven't responded to you not talking, or I couldn't hear you. So you understand now. You forgot to flip the sign in?
Yeah, I forgot to flip the sign. I wrote it wrong.
Okay. So, Talia, you got it? You're free to go. Make sure to do 13 and 14 on your own, all right?
All right.
All right, see ya.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. And, oh, I remembered to record. That's really nice. Yeah.